What's up, you crazy awesome manifestors? This is Jace with Watch Me Manifest My Dream Life. And not very nice day today, which is pretty typical. We get like 3 days of sun in the last 30 days. I'm not used to that, being in California for 30 years, especially Southern California. It was sunny every single day. So I wear my sunglasses during the day because I pretend I'm in California. Sun still. And then I get a little less weather depressed, or whatever you call it. Seasonal depression. Seasonal? I wouldn't call it seasonal, I'd call it annual out here. Annual depression. Holy crap. It's a thing to contend with for sure. Change of environment. Change of environments are interesting to adjust to. But I haven't been posting every day, but I'm working on some things that I want to share. So I'm just taking my time with that. But anyway, a couple of days ago, something popped into my head. This quote is my favorite quote. It happens to be a quote by Jesus Christ, from the book of Thomas. And it was like the main theme of that session I did with Tara at Center of Destiny that I shared 4 or 5 days ago or a week ago, something like that. And it's been popping up in these different YouTube videos that I'm watching and everything. It's been popping up over and over, and it's like the same thing. In a way, it's saying, all these years of kind actions that, the message is like, you've done all these kind actions over the years, but you feel like you kind of never got anything back for those, which is fine because you don't do something kind to get something in return. But the message was, all these things were noticed, all these things have been collected, and all these things are now coming to roost or harvest or being returned karmically, meaning expect the years of all the kind actions you've taken and all the kind things you've done to be built up in one big ball of awesomeness coming back into your life unexpectedly in some form. Could be a person, event, situation, could be an experience, could be money, could be travel, could be something you've been wanting. Who knows? Could be emotional fulfillment, could be peace, could be happiness, general happiness. And I feel that too. I feel like that's where things are at. And I think that's helped with being in a state of surrender, is just kind of knowing that, like, if you're a good person, like, it's just, hey, I've done good things. I'm a good person. I haven't done anything horribly wrong in life. Although many days I do feel like a total failure. But what happens is, if you have a day where you have like a dark mental day and you just like, it's difficult to get out of it, I just freaking embrace it. And I'm like, all right, just let all the shitty thoughts come, just let them all come and go through. And what I try to do is just not get attached to them. Just let the thoughts come. And, it's like that thing I talked about a long time ago, that Nityananda meditation, where in the instruction they're talking about treat your thoughts like bubbles that rise and pop. And don't get attached to them, because when you get attached to them, then you start creating a story around that thought. And as soon as you create any kind of story, you're attracting other thoughts to that story, and it's building evidence for the story. So if you're having a dark day like I've had recently, I would say the best remedy is to let the thoughts come. Just let it be the shit day if it's going to be the shit day. And don't try to over effort, manhandle, and like rearrange yourself in 20 minutes and like go from feeling totally shitty depressed to like an absolute state of joy. That's just not possible, and it's fake, and it's fake, so it's not going to work. But it's like, you got to let the pressure out. You got to let the pot boil over sometimes and just let it do its thing before you turn the heat off and clean everything up and make it nice again. And so I've had some days like that recently, but that's what I do. I mean, when I have a day like that, I just go, okay, this is one of those days, and I'm just going to let the thoughts go. And then if I have a good thought, I'm going to hang on to the good thought. and then more good thoughts come, and then I feel a little bit better by the end of the day. A little bit better. I mean, that's all we're trying to do, is just feel a little bit better, because you can't go from like 0 to 100 emotionally. You just can't. You have to move along the emotional scale. Abraham Hicks talks about that a lot in managing your emotional state and vibration, right? So you have to move it along the scale naturally, effortlessly, and slowly, kind of more like what they talk about, the art of allowing. You really have to just be allowing yourself to feel a little bit better instead of making yourself feel better. And those two distinctions are vastly different. Making money versus allowing money. It's like totally different energy. You can only allow if you're really in a state of surrender, in your state of trust. So anyway, I never even shared the quote. That's perfect. That is perfect. I asked for guidance on how to deliver this message, and I feel like I got it. Ending with the quote. The quote is by Jesus Christ. If you bring forth what is within you, then what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, then what you do not bring forth will destroy you. I have a lot of experience with the latter part of that. And I have some experience with the first part of that. But I think the rest of my life, the theme is I need to be living in accountability to the first part of that, bringing forth what is within me. And doing this is actually a step in that direction, and part of it for me, because I really, a lot of times I don't want to do this. I don't want to be seen by anybody, or I don't want to have my thoughts or words criticized or looked at weirdly or whatever. It's like you get worried about what people think. But no, I just have to keep putting it out there and allow this expression of bringing out what's within me and bringing it out to the world in some way and giving it as a gift. That has to be my mode. That is the mode. That's the mode I got to be in. That's the mode I'm going to be in. What mode are you in? And how do you relate to that quote? Drop a comment if you do. All right. Peace, love, and adventures.